Hello, everyone. Now it's time for Reading with Ms. Brooks. And I want to welcome you to Distance Learning Week 6, Day 2. Now, as you know, we're going to be reading about Mexico this week. But before we do, we're going to look at sound and spelling. Sound and spelling of the long O sound again this week. So our objective says, today you will continue practicing spelling words with long O vowel digraphs OA, OW, and OE. Remember, words have syllables. There is one vowel sound in each syllable. If a one-syllable word has two vowels, the first vowel is usually long and the second vowel is usually silent. The letters OA, OW, and OE can stand for the long O vowel O sound. All right, you see the pictures of boat, OA, bow, which has OW, and toe, which has OE. They all have the long O sound. So your directions for the first activity are to select a digraph from each box to create real words. Then write the word from the word bank that completes each sentence. All right, so your first section, you have two columns, and you're going to look at the letters. When you look at those long O spellings and put the correct spelling in the blank. It should take you maybe 2 minutes, so we're going to pause and let you finish that. All right, you should be finished. The first word to fill in the blanks was charcoal with an OA. Underneath that was grown with an OW. The bottom box had below with an OW and toast with an OA. Second column, where you had to put OA or OW, the first word was mow, like to mow the lawn, OW. Second word was road, OA, and you go down to the last box, two syllables, approach, OA, and snow, as in OW, storm. All right, now you see a word bank at the bottom of the page, and the words in that word bank will be the words that you have to find on the word search located on the next page. So we're going to turn to the very next page. So our word bank located on page 10 had the words that you're going to use on this word search. And those words, again, are coach, toad, slow, bow, glow, goat, toe, and foe. You're going to find these words in the word search, and you'll see the numbers 1, 2, and 3 there. You're going to write the words that you circle that have the long O spelled like Joe. There should be 2 of them. You will find the words with the long O spelled OA, like in road. There should be 3 of those. And you'll write the words with the long O spelled like grow, OW. There should be 3 of those. We'll give you a few minutes to work on that, and we'll come back and check our answers. Okay, and we're back. Now, your word search should have looked like this. So, number 1, write the words with the long O spelled like Joe. They were foe and toe. And notice the little arrow beside foe. Foe is spelled F-O-E, but it's going up instead of down. All right, look at number 2. Write the words with the long O spelled like road. You see coach, goat, and toad. I circled those in blue. And then number 3, it says write the words with a long O spelled like grow. Those words were glow, bow, and slow. I circled those in red. All right. So much for the long O sound today. We're going to get into some reading. So today we're going to do a first read and then we're going to respond to the text. So our objective for today is to read the article, Countries of the World, Mexico, from the National Geographic Kids, and we're going to answer questions about the text. While you read, we're going to think about how the author describes the features of Mexico. So the directions are to read the countries of the world, Mexico, then answer the questions using complete sentences and appropriate grammar and punctuation. Then we're going to be sure to use evidence from the text to support our answers. All right, at the bottom of the page, there's a picture of Mexico, what it looks like in Mexico. Countries of the World, Mexico, by National Geographic Kids. And we're on page 13. It begins like this. Mexico is a large country in North America. It is a land of extremes. In the center of the country are high mountains and deep canyons. There are sweeping deserts in the north, and in the south and east there are thick rainforests. Mexico has many mountains. In the east is the Sierra Madre Oriental mountain range. In the west is the Sierra Madre Occidental range. Between them lie the deserts of the Central Plateau. These areas are full of valuable metals such as silver and copper. The Yucatan Peninsula is a stretch of land in southeastern Mexico. It juts out into the Gulf of Mexico. This land was once part of the Mayan civilization. It was an ancient culture. The Mayas' amazing buildings can still be seen today. Nature. Mexico is home to many different kinds of plants and animals. Some live in the deserts of northern Mexico. They have found ways to survive the heat. On Mexico's west coast, whales swim down from Alaska. They breed in the waters off Baja California. In eastern Mexico, there are rainforests. They are home to thousands of tropical plants. Rare animals such as jaguars are found there too. People and culture. Mexico has a rich history. For many years, the land was ruled by different groups of native peoples. Later, the Spanish took over. Today, most Mexicans are mestizos. That means they have a mixture of native and Spanish ancestry. Mexico has been home to many artists. Long ago, the Maya made amazing sculptures and jewelry. So did other native groups. Modern Mexican artists include great painters and photographers. Now, to the side of the text, you'll see some pictures. Uh, right to the right, you'll see Mexico, and right under Mexico, you'll see a picture of a peso, which is Mexican currency, and a peso is about like a dollar would be in the United States. Next to the peso is a picture of a Mexican flag, green, white, and red. All right. Underneath, there's a map of Mexico, and down at the bottom where you see that dot, that's the capital of Mexico. And to the right of Mexico City, the map, is a picture of a golden eagle, which is the country's national bird. Now let's look at page 14 as we read about the government and the economy. So that's the people that make the laws, and the economy has to do with how they make their money. The government of Mexico has three branches or parts. The president leads the executive branch. This leader is elected by the people. He or she serves for 6 years. Lawmakers make up the legislative branch. They are also voted in by the people. The third branch is the judicial branch. It is made up of state level and country level courts. Sounds like the United States, right? Mexico is a complicated country. It has great problems, but also great possibilities. The country is rich in natural resources. These include oil and silver. Yet, economic problems have kept many people in poverty. History. The Olmecs were the first ancient civilization in Mexico. They lived in southeastern Mexico about 3,200 years ago. The Olmecs were later followed by other native groups. They include the Maya, the Toltec, and the Aztec peoples. Mexico's ancient societies built huge cities and pyramids. They created great works of art. They studied the stars and planets too. In the early 1500s, the Spanish came to Mexico. This was about 500 years ago. The Spanish brought diseases that made the Aztec people sick. They also attacked and destroyed the Aztec capital called Tenochtitlan. In 1810, a war started. The native people of Mexico wanted to rule themselves. It was the Mexican War of Independence. The war ended in 1821. The Spanish settlers lost. They no longer ruled over this land. All right, now that we've read about Mexico, we're going to turn to page 15 and we're going to see what our assignment is for today. So, what they want us to do is look at these text-dependent questions. And by text-dependent, that means what your question is the answer is going to be found right there in the article. So your question is dependent on the text for its answer. That's why they call it text-dependent questions. The first question is, what are some of the land features the article calls out that are found in Mexico? So where you'd answer would be on the other side. And a lot of times when I want to know how to begin a question, I'll look at begin my answer. I'll look at the question and I'll say, they want me to list some of the land features the article calls out that are found in Mexico. So my sentence should start out with some of the land features the article calls out that are found in Mexico are, then that'll help me get the answer. Same for the second question. Down at the bottom it says, how are some of the features in Mexico similar to the features found in Canada? On the other side here, my answer will have part of the question in it as well. So I'll give you a few minutes to work on your answers. And if you need to, you can go back to the text and check it. And we'll meet back in a few minutes. I hope you were able to find your answers in the text. Here's a little of what I found. The text was filled with information, but what I did was underline a portion of my question so that I could use that as a sentence stem for my answer. So right from the text, right from the question, I took some of the land features the article calls out that are found in Mexico are, and then I found mountain ranges, deserts, and the Yucatan Peninsula. All of those are land features, right? So the second question says, how are some of the features in Mexico similar to features found in Canada? So for my answer, I said some of the features in Mexico similar to features found in Canada are land, like land features, mountains, and government was another feature, democracy. So both have mountains, both have democracies, but they're also similar in other ways. Those were just two of the ways that I saw, but you may have seen others. So we will end here today, and for day 3, we're going to reread the text and do a little annotation. So